Hello out there, we're on the air. It's curling day in Arizona as we bring you the latest draw from the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. This is the mixed fours tournament coming to you live from Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe. And this is your host Ryan, bringing you a draw featuring two Coyotes teams. Have a Coyote Wild afternoon here as we have a Team Baird from Coyotes taking on Team Groh. Groh has players from Coyotes, San Francisco, and OC Curling Club. So it's a mix. And we also have a mix of games for you. Thanks to Coyotes, we have our feature stream, which you're watching right now. If you go to the Coyotes YouTube channel, we are also providing coverage of Sheet C without commentary, just the cameras. But that is Team McDonald from Coyotes taking on, McDonald from Coyotes, One Country in San Francisco, taking on Team Unterborn from Coyotes and OC Curling. So they're doing a quick mop of the ice. Looks like they're done as the skips make their way down the ice, and glad to have you with us. This first end is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Doubletakeout.com is a site for checking out who the top teams are in the country and the world, both men's and women's, at doubletakeout.com. So seeing some practice slides. Before we started the broadcast, teams threw draws to the button to see who would have the hammer, or otherwise known as LSFE, last shot first end. And just based on the yellow rock in the hat, I'm going to say that Team Baird has the hammer to start the game.
You mean so far? Yeah. I have another folder in there. I don't have a thing on it. I haven't filled in this one yet. Okay. But the first one is inside of a manila folder, right on that end of the desk.
And as we see the first rock coming down the ice, that is the lead for Team Groh. That would be Alec Mitchell. So rocks in play, we're underway. Thanks for tuning in.
B, C, and D are all red.
That looked like it was a out-turn draw, out-turn guard. And that is pretty guardy. As Tracy Drummond makes her way down the ice. And that is also another out turn. Counterclockwise release. I think they were hoping to draw around. And it looks pretty close, actually. It will end up mostly buried. That's a good shot there from Tracy. So to let you guys know the other games on the ice. On sheet A, we have Team Endicott from Coyotes taking on Team Spangler. And Spangler is a One Country rink. As we see Alec deliver his second shot. As I mentioned before, our feature game is Team Baird taking on Team Groh. And then sheet C, the Coyotes club stream, is Team McDonald versus Unterborn. And then on sheet D, we have Team Raju from San Francisco in Wine Country taking on Team Blackshear, which is an OC rink. And so that draw was also pretty good from Alec. Net struck coming from Tracy. Lots of outturns early in this game. The first game, oh, I should reset the score. Baird did not start with 10 points, neither did Groh start with 8. But that goes to show how exciting that first game was. The first game that we streamed was went to an extra end. And it was really good to see because the team that won, Team Baird, they jumped out to a 6-0 lead, and Team Hazard was able to mount a comeback and force the extra end. So this is Anto with her first for Team Groh, and this is going to be a draw. I think just kind of moving rods around to try and affect the angles. Chipped off a little bit. So it rolls open. It does improve the angles a bit by pushing that yellow right on top of the red. And so now we see Brian Onken with his first. It's going to hit and roll. And that worked out pretty well. At the very least, it definitely accomplished the takeout. So Anto Serna gets set for her second stone. So she's been curling for 4 years, and she's already been part of an 8-ender, which is. It's good to see. Although I've been curling for 8 years, and I've never been close to an 8-ender. So this is a raise that didn't work out. Fortunately, it flashed. So. And then there's a second half to the 8-ender story that I will get to in just a moment. So the angles are still kind of working out for Team Baird as Brian delivers the rock here, doing another outturn, draw. This is going to maybe unlock that yellow. It did, but it pushed it back to the middle. And then the shot stone got pushed to the back button. So definitely, I think, a good outcome there. And then the shooter itself rolls a little wide to the left. So this is Dan Stephanie. He's getting set. So the other half of this 8-ender story is that Anto scored an 8-ender, and it was against Dan Stephanie's team. So and now they're on the same team. And Dan was noting that the 8-ender was kind of due to like a strategic mistake, which often happens with 8-enders. This is an intern tap back, and that improved the situation a little bit, especially because it puts another yellow stone in the rings. I think they were hoping to tap the yellow directly back onto the shot stone. So now we have the third for Team Baird. This is Debbie Aubrey. She's been curling for 10 years. Now looks like just a takeout here. It's going to hit. on the nose, on the schnoz. And the shooter's going to stick around. So it looks like there is a port that Maiden is looking at to have Stephanie draw through. And it looks pretty good, especially because Dan was down a similar path with his first shot. So Alec is sweeping, I think maybe to try to coax it through the ports. It's just a, oh wow. It worked out pretty good for them. It did miss the port. It was too heavy, I think, to get through the port in time. At least I think it was a tap back draw. But the shooter itself rolls wide to the left and adds another Yellowstone. Not enough to be third rock, but it definitely was a good outcome. As Debbie throws her seconds. And this looks to be like an outturn, no, an in-turn draw, maybe a bit of a tap. Yeah, that's what they got. They got a tap. Looks like the shot stone is still a little open. There's still a port there. Maiden Groh is opting to draw, which makes sense. There's some backing. So ideally, the draw will be made by parking it like right on the tee line under cover, under those two center guards. And that way, Baird really can't chip Maiden out without jamming on the back. So this is Maiden's first without the hammer. Maiden's been curling for 11 years. Looks pretty good. I think they're going for weight now. And they need basically full 4 foot. It's going to be just a little bit light. And so it looks like Baird is sitting 2 right now. Looking at the overhead, that does appear to be the case. So I think Baird is looking to draw. I think what they want to do is they want to either be in the 12 foot or in the full 8 foot, kind of where Jeff has the broom right there. And that way, Groh can't tap the yellow back to be shot. And I think any sort of takeout would also run the risk of jamming on those stones in the back. So Jeff has been curling for 14 years. He's played in MoPac mitts on either Team Baird or Team Leclerc since 2015. Going for a draw here. And that's pretty close to where Jeff wanted it. That's a pretty good shot there. So now there's still a risk of jamming, but I think the best shot for Maiden to take is to maybe try and throw a takeout weight. Maybe try to double those reds out. And, be happy to give up 2 here because they're facing 3 right now. Oh, they also have that draw on the left side. That's a good point. Imaginary person I'm reacting to. I'm glad you guys are tuned in. I'm glad there's real people watching this. And it's just not me talking into the ether for hours on end. Although that does remind me, when I was in San Francisco, we were broadcasting an event and my mic wasn't on, and we went a day and a half until someone told me that the mic was off. I was not super happy about that. I just also kind of underscores, like, sometimes the job is not as important as one might think. But I'm happy to be here, happy to broadcast this event. Controlling the cameras, running the mics, talking to you folks, keeping tabs on the action. Just happy to be here for the 2025 Double Takeout MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. As we see Megan's last here doing it's a draw officially, just based on kind of where Stephanie has the broom and the weights. Need to go now. It's over curling. And it's on the red guard, unfortunately. So it looked pretty good. Just a little light, especially to get through that port. And that I think upweight was maybe the better call for that, because you would be able to manage the stone through the port, and then you would get rid of the shot stone and hopefully be shot. So now Jeff Baird has just a draw for 4. Already sitting 3 in hand, going for the 4th in the bush. I wonder how many people have like 2 birds in the hand and say, hey, don't be greedy and go for that bird in the bush. Oh no. So the phrase is, bird in hand is worth 2 in the bush. So you're happy to have a single bird in the hand. In this case, though, we're going for the full bush. Or another phrase that's not so weird. So going for a draw. This is Jeff Baird, his last chance for 3, the first end here of draw 2. They're really sweeping. It could be a little light. And it's there for 4. A corrected number. This is the corrected number sheet. As Jeff Baird puts up 4, following up on what Team Maxi did in the first game, putting up a 6th spot in the first end. So excellent start for Team Baird. And we're going to have the second end when we come back to the 2025 MoPac Championships, sponsored by doubletakeout.com and curling.gg. And this event is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com. Doubletakeout.com is the site where proprietor Cam Pomeroy crunches the numbers to determine the rankings of the top men's and women's curling teams from around the world. And by curling.gg. We start and end each game by saying good game, and you can recreate a good game at curling.gg. And by Endgame Curling. Endgame Curling is a manufacturer of curling supplies, including a travel broom that collapses and can be carried in a carry-on bag. That's at Endgame. So welcome back to the action. This is the second end. As we see Tracy throw the first rock down the way. This is going to be a little heavy. It might slip into the rings. It does indeed slip into the rings. And we see Alec deliver. He's been curling for 3 years. they're indicating that I think the ruck was going to be a guard. It will turn out to be a guard. Actually, it goes in the house, sorry. It wicks off of the red and is not shot. This is Tracy's second. Tracy's been curling for 14 years. She's also played on Teams Baird and Leclerc since 2015 and does have that intern takeout. Mission accomplished. This is Alex's second shot. Sounds like we're having some good communication on Groh's team. The sweeper is letting the skip know where the rock might end up with the out turn there. And that is a guard. A very decent corner guard. We're playing 8 ends, up to 8 ends, although teams can choose to resign early if they feel the game is out of hand. Or hand, as people normally pronounce the word hand. As Brian delivers his first rock here. I think looking to put up a guard. It's kind of hanging out there. And it's going to actually end up tapping back the shot stone. So it's going to bring play into the house, especially with Baird sitting 3 right now. So Megan has the broom down for hopefully a double takeout. And the Anto gets set. So she's been curling for 4 years, as I mentioned. She's been to the 5 and under nationals twice. Man, she has a great resume. And she does do that run back, that raised takeout. So mission accomplished there. So it looks like Baird is looking to do some cleanup, asking Brian to kind of just go down the middle and pop out that yellow stone that Anto left. It does hit and it doesn't jam. That's a great shot there. Brian's been curling for 6 years, and he's been to men's playdowns for MoPac several times. Also the MoPac 5 and under winning as champion in 2023. And 5 and under is kind of interesting because it used to be primarily a fun spiel, and there's been an added level of competition with the promotion of the national championship. So I don't think the 2013 5 and under was a qualifier for nationals, but we do have a qualifier now. That's a good takeout there from Anto. So 2 good hits from Serna. And for MoPac, we have 4 events that go to a national championship, as Debbie delivers. This is the first of our championship season with mixed 4s. Going for hits. Is it going to make contact? It does kiss the yellow, and with enough energy to get it through the house out of play. Coming up next month in Oakland, we'll have the club playdowns for both men's and women's. And that will be at the San Francisco Bay Area Curling Club. And then in February, we'll have the 5 and under Bonspiel, which is a qualifier for nationals. As you see, Dan's shot make the way. And then coming up in June, we'll be back at Coyotes for the arena playdowns. So we have a large championship season. As he was going for the hit, I think it might, or is it a draw? It was supposed to be a hit, I think. And unfortunately, it was a miss. So we have a great championship season, and we're definitely thankful to our new sponsors to help facilitate the broadcast, and we definitely appreciate everyone who's tuning in. And our sponsors again are doubletakeout.com, curling.gg, and Endgame Curling. As we see Debbie's second stone here. And I think they're looking for a tap back. And I think it's going to be pretty close. Let's see where they end up. It hits it on the outside. So it does promote the shot stone. And the shot stone is still shot now on the right side. But there's a lot of open space in the middle of the house. So for Team Groh, they're looking to remove the red rock. But the center of the house is wide open. I wonder if they could just consider drawing behind their corner guard, and they might be doing that. It's definitely a draw. It's not up weight, and they're trying to coax it over. And it's going to be pretty exposed. It's a pretty good draw, but it's open. So all Baird needs to do is just punch it out and possibly be sitting 4. So Jeff Baird gets set. This is an all Coyotes rink for Team Baird. This is their home ice. And it's pretty good home ice. The teams had a practice. They had a 1-hour practice yesterday. And that's beyond their normal 10-minute warm-up practices. So the hit's made, the takeout, the shooter's going to roll out of play. Still a good shot, as it does leave Baird sitting 3. But again, the middle is wide open. They could try to draw like to the right, and maybe park a yellow onto the right. He's sitting shot, and then Jeff would try to have to take it out. But right now, Maiden's looking at coming down the middle. Broom's down, looking for that draw again. Which, I mean, that's a good call. Provided the rock curls to get behind cover and isn't open. Because if the shot is open, then Groh's going to get forced for this end, which means being held to like a single point. So Maiden, she's been curling for 11 years. She's been to mixed a couple times, missing the playoffs in 2023 because of the draw shot, how close to the center of the ice you can get. This is looking pretty decent. Needs to sit down and needs to curl a bit more. This might be going through the house out of play. And it does. So now Baird is looking to find the best place to put one of his stones to make it as hard as possible for Groh to score that single point. So set up for a draw. I think a guard or top of the house, top 12 is the target zone for Baird. And this is just last. So going for a draw, looking to sit in the top of the house. Don't want to be too deep and make it easy for Groh to get to the button. And it might be enough. Okay, so it depends on how Maiden wants to go at this. So that red rock is shot, but if Maiden hits it on the nose or just slightly off center, then she'll probably roll under all the other reds and set one for a single point. Conversely, she could draw, because all she needs to do is be full 8 foot to score that single point. I guess it depends on how confident you are of drawing. There's a not great shot to raise the yellow, but there's no real reason to need to raise the yellow. So it looks like they're just looking to nose hit that red, facing 4. This is Maiden's last rock here, as she gets settled in the hack. Last rock, second end. Maiden Groh looking for a hit for a single. It's over curling. They're trying to fight to have it just hang on. And it hits and it's going to roll. Where's it going to end up? It ends up, it might be shot or second. And they pointed to the red rock, so that looks like it is going to be a steal of 1. So Team Baird takes a 5-0 lead over Team Groh. And we're going to take a brief pause in the action. We'll be right back when we continue with the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. Welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the MoPac Mixed Fours tournament. Coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club in Arizona. This is your host Ryan. As we see Tracy deliver a draw to the top of the house. So as Alec delivers his shot, let's take a quick trip around the rings and see how the other games in progress are going. You can check the scores yourself at bondspieler.com. That's bondspieler.com. So looking to put up a corner guard there, pretty decent. So it looks like Baird is asking for a tap back. So while that shot is away, to let you guys know, on sheet A, the contest between Endicott of Coyotes and Spangler of Wine Country. Endicott stole the first with a single, but Spangler put up a handful of 4 in the second. And it is now a 4-1 game as they are playing their third end. It looks like that tap back was somewhat effective. It does get one of the rocks under cover. Sheet B is our feature sheet, as you know. Baird scored with a hammer 4 in the first, and then stole a single in the second. And so it's Baird 5-0 over Team Groh of Coyotes. And it looks like Alec is throwing some heat at this. And it needs to make contact with something, but it splits the uprights. So it's an unfortunate miss there. Sheet C is our Coyotes Club streaming game. You have Team McDonald from San Francisco Wine Country and Coyotes. They have a pair of singles in the first 2 ends to take a 2-0 lead over Team Unterborn. Unterborn hails from Coyotes and OC. And then sheet D is Team Raju from San Francisco Wine Country, taking on Team Blackshear from OC Curling. And thus far it's all Raju with a pair of 3s in the first 2 ends to take a 6-0 lead over Team Blackshear. So for Brian Hawkins' first shot, that was a good draw. As we see Anto Serna get set. And again, all these scores are being posted to bondspieler.com. And again, you're watching feature sheet coverage on sheet B. And if you wanted to check out another game, we have sheet C coverage being provided by Coyotes Curling on their YouTube channel. And that hit was made by Anto. Another shot coming from Brian Onken. I think they were looking to try and hit out that yellow. It just taps it and then crashes on their own shot stone. But it looks like it might be enough as that yellow goes most of the way through the rings. It's hanging on by a prayer. Next start coming from Anto Serna. Looking to draw or tap back, I believe. Maybe a draw. This is a a little heavy for a normal draw. So they're going to tap the red back and out of play. So that was a good shot there by Cerna. As Debbie's going to be asked to take out the yellow shot stone in the top 8 foot. Looks pretty good. We're going to get a bit of a roll to see where it rolls to. It rolls undercover and then takes care of the red that was in the back of the playing area. So all in all, a good shot there from Debbie. So Megan wants to open things up, but you have a lot of cover there. And that red is only in the top 8 foot, so if you draw around, you have some decent cover to try to sink a stone and set up a possible 2-point end. And I think that's what they've settled on as Stephanie pushes out. Looks like a pretty clean release. Weight's a little light, perhaps. I think they were waiting for it to curl. Then once it curls, they jumped on it. And it was short about a stone and a half. As it crashes on the red that's on the 8 foot. Not too shabby though from Dan. It is good. It was good enough for shot. Although it was open, and so that's why Aubrey's going to take it out, or try to at least. And does. Takeout accomplished. So she's thrown 6 shots so far, and 4 of the 6 have been takeouts. And it looks like she's made them all. As Dan delivers his last here. I think trying that draw again. Needed maybe just a bit more weight. The line was pretty good, although I think they give him just like a little bit more line. And this is coming up a little light again. Really sweeping to try and carry it, but it's going to settle in at the top of the house for 3rd shot. So it's tough to decide the right way to miss a shot, and I think the right way to miss would have been a little bit heavier because they were a little on the light side twice, and it's not worked out for them so far. So now Baird is sitting 2. And just looking to maybe close the door on Groh. Brooms down as Jeff hustles down the ice. Got some action shot of him running down the ice. Jogging, trotting, not sprinting. Although also when we teach curling, we say don't run on the ice. And so I don't think he was running. I think we're okay. So looking for a draw. I think just settling in the top of the house would be fine. Don't give Maiden anywhere to draw to. As Jeff's shot is away. Brian's really swooping the heck out of it. And the line was probably the most important part. So now for Team Groh, the question is, how might you generate multiple points or score a single point if it comes to it? I think that's a pretty good call. The way she was gesturing to the yellow on the right from this view, maybe pop the yellow onto the red. Maybe open things up a little bit at the very least. Although Stephanie's putting the broom a little wider than what Megan initially indicated. So I think they're definitely looking to hopefully stick around and maybe not move those reds too far. Here we go. This is Maiden Groh's first. So not a lot of weight. Looks like a backline to hack weight. It does punch the yellow back to unlock the reds, and the shooter itself rolls wide to the right, or the left from this view. And Debbie Aubrey did not waste a moment in putting the broom down next to that yellow rock, which appears to be shot. And again, we got the hustle, the Jeff Baird hustle, which is a dance craze sweeping the Phoenix Metroplex. So this is Jeff Baird's last year. Looking to just pop that out with the in-turn clockwise rotation. A little roll wouldn't be too shabby either. But it's going to roll the other way, roll outside. But the takeout is accomplished. And so now the question is, what does Groh do? Because she could do the same shot that she just did. No, maybe. I was thinking she could maybe spill the two yellows into the house. One room is saying there might be a double on that left side for two. Although there's a chance of it rolling away, the shooter rolling away. So it looks like they're going to try the same shot they just did. And that's kind of a good adage for curlers, is that if you give a curler the shot to take the same shot twice, the chances they'll improve on their second shot go way up. So we'll see what Megan Groh has for her last. Facing two, maybe a chance for two, as Megan gets set. Asks for slightly less ice. Her shot's away. Again, it's gentle weights. I don't think it's going to spill in for a second shot. It's just the way it's curling. It gets one. Oh, it's close. It's just for one. But that was a good effort there from Megan Groh. So that's a well played end by both teams. Baird to set up the end where Groh had to make a pretty decent shot to score one. There was a chance for 2, but it was a tough shot for 2. So we're going to take a quick pause in the action. We'll be right back as we come back to the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championship presented by curling.gg.
Oh, was it there already? I think it was. Oh.
This end is being brought to you by Endgame Curling. Endgame Curling, a purveyor of fine curling supplies, including travel brooms that several of our curlers have on the ice. There's more information at Endgame Curling. That was a good guard there from Alec. As we see Tracy throw her first. So that guard is on the center line, so that the no-tick rule is in effect. And so, as you're seeing there, it ticks the guard off the center line. And then for the non-offending team, they could either let the rods play out and leave them, or reset, removing the offending stone. And that's what Maiden chose to do, remove the offending rock. As you see the net start coming from Alec. So there's more information about Endgame Curling at endgamecurling.com. Fancy that. And it looks like the draw was made. You have two staggered center guards. So good shot again from Alec Mitchell. As nets ruck from Tracy, they're going to try drawing the other way, I believe. Yeah. Out-turn draw. And it is going to get around those guards, settle in the house. That was a great second shot there from Tracy. And a pretty good setup for both teams. As Anto Serna gets set. And we're going to time this one. I think looking to draw onto the red in the house. It looks a little tight though. Maybe not, just seeing where it's at coming down the ice. I got 14-4. So it was pretty close. Weight-wise, maybe just a smidge light. But it's not in a bad position. The angles work pretty well for Team Groh. This is the fourth end, so we're going to take a break after this end, up to 5 minutes. As we see Brian's shot going for a takeout. It's going to peel one of the guards. So mission accomplished there, just to open it up. And Team Groh has work to do in the house, so they're opting to keep their play in the rings. Asking for a hack weight tap back, essentially, or raise. definitely the weight looks pretty close. It's hanging out though. And it's not gonna come back. So unfortunately that was a miss. So now Bears can keep clearing the front, keep a clean sheet, and maintain control of the end and the game. Another out turn. In this case, though, it hit the yellow in the house, so it actually did Team Groh a favor. So I'm going to have to mark that as a miss, unfortunately. And I say mark that I designed a score sheet that I'm trying to keep track of the shots and the outcomes, and hopefully be able to relay that information to you guys as the game progresses. So now Groh's hitting shots open, and so she's asking Dan Stephanie to try to close that door a little bit with a front stone. This is over curling though, so I'll show you guys. So just not a good line, I don't think. But Baird is looking to maybe blow that up and opting not to go for the shot stone. They do have hammer as Drummond makes her way down the ice. Aubrey makes her way down the ice, pardon me. Looking to move some rocks, make granite fly. And one granite flies, the other one spills into the house. So this is possibly creating an opportunity for Groh to steal at least one, perhaps. So this rock is maybe a little heavy, maybe looking for a plan B, maybe bringing it into the rings in a position where it won't set up a double. And that's pretty good. So for Bear, they're just looking to pluck out one of these yellows, if not both, as Aubrey makes her delivery. So we get one, and then the one of the yellows rolls back to the back 8 foot. So not too shabby. The shooter also sticks around on the left wing there. So for Groh, I think they're looking to maybe hit and roll, like a long hit and roll back towards the center of the house. And that way they are, getting rid of some of the red counters and potentially bringing that yellow on the back right into play. At the very least, they need to move one of the reds further back. I mean, the other thing is, yellow is shot in the back, so if they put another shot stone in, or another counting stone in, they would force Baird to try to get rid of at least one of them. Because if this shot is not made, oh, the shot is made though. Okay, it's made. The reason I say the shot is made because there's now 2 counting yellow stones. So, you know, Baird can get rid of one, but then it minimizes the chances of Groh giving up multiple points. So that's why I think the shot was made. Not quite the way I was picturing. I don't know if it was the way that Groh was picturing it, but it worked out. So now, with Debbie Aubrey holding the broom, Jeff Baird gets set to take out that shot stone right on the middle. This looks pretty good. I think they're maybe hoping for a little bit of a roll. And just a very slight roll. So now their shots, and hopefully Groh will duplicate or return the favor. Hopefully have just a little bit more roll to hopefully be buried under that red corner guard on the right. As Maiden makes her way down the ice. Looking to pop out the shot stone and sit 2 without the hammer here in the 4th end. Sounds like the weight is pretty up. Going to do a hit, no roll. Just a nose hit. So Baird has a nose hit for a signal. They would probably have like an insane crosshouse double to try to score 2, but I don't think it's. I don't think it might not be there. It's probably not worth it. So nose hit for a single to take a 6-1 lead into the halftime break. This is Jeff Baird, last rock here in the 4th. Calling for sweepers, I think, to hold the line. It's pretty close. And it's there. So that's a single for Team Baird, as I mentioned, going up 6-1 over Team Groh. And it's halftime here at the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships, presented by curling.gg. We're going to take a pause in the action. We'll be right back when we continue with the Mixed Fours Championship coming to you from Coyotes Curling Club. ongoing coverage of the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg is provided by doubletakeout.com. Find rankings of the top men's and women's teams from around the world at doubletakeout.com and by curling.gg. Curlers start and end each game by saying good curling or good game. You can recreate a good game at curling.gg. And Endgame Curling. Purveyors of fine curling supplies, including the travel broom, which fits in a carry-on bag at endgamecurling.com. We are. Now we're out for the blood. Coming back from our halftime break. Before they put rocks in play, let's take a quick trip around the rings. Sounds like one game might be finished early. All these stores are at bondspieler.com, the provider of fine curling scores and recipes for chicken tetrazzini. Minus the tetrazzini recipe, that's at bondspieler.com. So going around the rings, Sheet A, they're finishing up their halftime break with Team Endicott holding a 7-1 lead over Team Spangler holding a 7-1 lead over Team Endicott. Spangler from Wine Country and Endicott hailing from Coyotes. Sheet B is our feature sheet, as Team Baird has a 6-1 lead over Team Groh, as you've seen. Sheet C is our Coyotes streaming sheets. You can find coverage of that game at Coyotes Curling Club's YouTube page. They're finishing up their halftime break with McDonald's of Coyotes, Wine Country, and San Francisco up 5-1 over Team Unterborn of Coyotes and OC Curling. And then our first final, they got to the halftime break, and then they decided to wrap it up early, hit the showers early. It was almost all Team Raju from San Francisco Wine Country, 11-1 over Team Blackshear from OC Curling. So that's an early end for those two teams. As we see the first rock coming from Tracy Drummond of Team Baird. Looks like a in-turn clockwise draw into the house. So crunching the numbers as Alec delivers his rock, draw, maybe a guard. Tracy's thrown almost all draws as Maiden comes out to help sweep this. Needs to go over the line. And it will get there. The Drummond's only thrown one hit, but it paid off. And very consistent shots from Drummond, as she now does the opposite rotation, doing the outturned counterclockwise. I think just looking to draw on top of her first shot. It's pretty close as the sweepers were just cleaning. So Groh is down 5, and so now as a skip, you need to start thinking about what's the best way to generate some offense. Yeah. And it's kind of counterintuitive, but you think like hit the other guy's rocks and stick around and you'll score points, and sometimes that works. But a lot of times you need to, create places to put the rocks where the other team can't get them out. So teams with a hitting strategy are often playing defensive, and then teams that put a lot of rocks in play are playing offensive play. And so that was a hit, and just a little wide. It only knocked the rocks around a little bit. Did not do too much. As Brian throws his first, and I think just maybe drawing around the pile. Although this is gonna it whips off the guard, and the shooter itself rolls to the right. And it does open up the rocks in the house. So perhaps a bit of a miss. Brian's been asked to throw a pretty good mix of hits and takeouts. He's been pretty solid on the draws, and when he makes a hit, it's pretty solid. But sometimes he misses, which happens. In this case, the hit was made for Anto Serna, but the shooter itself rolls out of play. So that's kind of one of the tricky aspects of playing a hit game, is you ideally want your shooter to stick around if you want to generate offense, and the shooter did not stick around in this case. Not a bad shot though, it does open things up. As Brian's net stone makes his way down the ice. And they're looking to park it right in front of the red shot stone. And it's pretty close. I guess the other note about Brian's rocks is that he's been asked to throw about half in turns, half out turns, so not necessarily having one side favored the other. And then it's a slightly different story for Anto as she throws an out turn draw. She's only thrown 2 or maybe 3 in-turn rotations. The rest of the shots, which have been, it's now 8 shots, so she's thrown about 5 or 6 out turns. So it's interesting to note, which is partly why I'm writing all this stuff down. And that actually ended up being a guard for the other team. So I would probably mark that as a miss. So we have Debbie Aubrey's first rock. And I think they're just looking to either draw around and just put another one in the pile. That's what's going to happen. And that ends up, it creates a bit of a pocket that Megan's going to take on, which does get rid of some of the counting rocks for that Team Baird has.
Yeah, it's probably awesome. Close. Yeah.
So looking at some granite moving. And one of the reds goes away. And the shooter sticks around. So that's a pretty good outcome from Stephanie. So Aubrey gets set. Just looking to draw in, I believe. So Aubrey's thrown about half takeouts, half draws. Especially as this one will draw into a more of a guard position. I wonder if it's a little light for what they wanted. So it looks like Groh's going to try to maybe tap the yellow back. And for Dan Stephanie, he's thrown mostly draws. He's thrown 2 takeouts, one missed and the other one made it. And this looks like it's a little wide. And so that tap back was a miss because it cleared the yellow rock. And the shooter itself rolled wide. So now they Groh went from having one in a potential scoring position to now facing 3 red rocks in the room. So it's a tough it's a tough choice to decide if you want to be in an offensive team, a defensive team, and the conventional wisdom now is like the best teams are both, which it makes sense when you think about it. Because this takeout game has had some effect for Groh, but it still has them facing 3 right now, especially as Jeff Baird gets in the hack. I think looking to just draw, maybe close the door into the port that's on the right side. You'll see it in a second. Or maybe, yeah, I think either close the door or raise the red. It looks pretty close. So it didn't quite close the door. It's a front rock. Not too shabby. And then if I did my notes correctly, Jeff has thrown all draws so far in this game. Oh, I missed it. Okay. I thought so. Oh yeah. Oh yes, he did do takeouts. I put him in the run. Yeah. Thank you. The on-ice official is correcting me, which is appropriate. So yeah, so Jeff did throw takeouts. I just marked the wrong place for hits and draws. So my notation system is not rock solid. But let's see if Maiden's rock solid here with his draw through the port. Used to pass the guard. It's past the guard. Is it on the red? It is. It noses the red, pushes the red out of play, and the shooter sticks around for shots. That is a bonzer shot there from Maiden Groh. Yeah, so I guess at some point I started marking all the hits as draws, and which is bad. So I think what Baird is going to do is he's going to just take out the yellow shot stone. Hopefully stick around. But if not, Groh would only really have a shot for 1. This is pretty close. He didn't throw as much weight as Maiden did. Oh, it whips off of the guard, kisses the shot stone, and the shooter's going to roll through the back of the house out of play. That's probably the first outright miss I've seen from Jeff this game. So now the opportunity shifts to Groh. Hoping to follow up on a great takeout with a draw, really. I mean, almost the same shot that Jeff just threw. A little more ice, a little more weight, and it should be great. That would help Groh get back into this game. So Megan met her husband while curling, and Kent proposed to her on the ice at Coyotes. So looking for a draw for 2 here. This is the last rock from Megan Groh. Weight's pretty good. Needs to. Oh, is it off? It's on the red. Oh, and she's shaking. She's kind of under her head. She knew she had that. So not a bad outcome for either team. Groh gets a single, but Baird held Team Groh to a single. So it's a 6-2 in favor of Team Baird. We're going to take a quick breather. We'll be right back to the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. Welcome back to the Mixed Fours Tournament, part of the MoPac Championships, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club. As we saw Alex throw up a guard. And it looks like Tracy's thrown up a guard of her own. And that's going to pop the yellow into the rings. So looking to put up another guard, it looks like. This one's going to scoot past the red rock and actually go to the top of the house. It crashed on the yellow that's in the rings. So looks like Drummond is going to be asked to just kind of maybe peel that red rock, as it's not helping at this point. Or could be trying to hit the yellows in the house, which and that's the shot. It does tick out that yellow in the house. That was a good shot there. Nice clear take out. So Anto Serna has a fun fact that curling isn't real. Wine is cool, and she loves dogs. Which, if you had to do a Venn diagram of those three items, you would have three separate rings, perhaps. So it looks like Anto is able to kind of tap the guard stone into the rings. And Brian Onken's being asked to just do some clearing action here. So Groh wants to pile another one on top. Yeah. Although I guess she's maybe also looking for a plan B. That if it crashes on the yellow, to maybe spill to the left. I wonder what this thinking could have been. I mean, it seems like drawing around and going to the house to start piling up rocks in the middle would be productive, especially when you have the hammer. And so now this creates a pocket for Brian Onken to throw a missile into and just blow it up. And that's what we're seeing here. We're going to get one. Is there two? No, it basically kind of skirts in front of the shot stone and pushes the shot stone towards the button. So, good effort, just not quite there.
Right? No. Yeah, it's like.
So now Groh's just going to put another one in.
Yeah. I taught and learned to throw actually in our place. But yeah, it worked.
Okay.
Thanks.
Looks like another game has left the ice. As we watch the outcome of this shot, we'll talk about what happened on sheet C. Just a score. So putting up a guard, looks like mission accomplished. And so now Jeff Baird is going to ask Debbie to, again, put another missile into the air. Where it lands, I know not where. Gets both, just the two yellows moving, sorry. And gets rid of the shot stone. It's a wide open house now. And then the other yellow rolls just to the wing in the playing area, but not scoring, and not really going to be a factor for the rest of this end. So as close to a double takeout as you can get without doing a double takeout. Net shot from Dan Stephanie. I think Megan was hoping to tap the yellow stone further into the rings, and it does make contact. but just taps it to the center line. I think I don't know. I don't even know if it's in the rings.
Yeah.
It's really close. So Team Baird has a hammer this end too. So this shot from Debbie was a bit on the wide side, but it was enough to clip the yellow and get it out of play. Shooter rolls away though. So as Megan makes her way down the ice, just to update the score on sheet C, they did handshakes early. I can make a guess who won that game.
Sheet C is McDonald.
Yeah. I was just looking at the scoreboard. So the final was 8-1, McDonald over Unterborn. So 8-1, and we're playing pool play. So there are pools of 4. So each team will play 3 games. Pardon me. Okay, this is a pretty interesting draw from Megan. It's gonna settle in the back of the rings. So Baird was maybe in a position to blank this end, and they still are. But that shot from Megan's pretty well buried, so that was a pretty good shot from her. So I think they might be trying to take on the double. At the very least, get rid of one of the yellow rocks and open up the middle of the house for a draw if it comes down to it. So this is a little wide. It's going to flash, unfortunately. So now it gives Groh a chance to steal, or at least make it really, really hard for Baird to score here. And then the most that Baird can really score is a single, unless something goes horribly, horribly awry. So this is Maiden's second stone. I think looking to raise the yellow on the center line into the rings. This is pretty close. It might be over curling though. They'll want to trash on the red. It does trash on the red. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now I mentioned that like there is a possible, it seemed likely that Baird would be forced to a single unless something went awry, and then something has gone awry. So by trashing on that red, it pushed it into the house, and so now if Baird gets rid of the yellow shot stone in the back 12-foot, they're going to score 2 points. Although it does look like they might be just aiming for a draw for a single, which isn't too bad given the scoreboard. However, Groh did open the door, unfortunately. So, last rock from Jeff Baird here in the sit stand. Weight looks like it's going for the tap back. It's close. Actually, they're really scooping. It's just a draw. So going for the single. Again, and like I said, that's not a bad outcome given the scoreboard. And the scoreboard will now say 7-2 in favor of Baird after 6. We're going to take a pause in the action. We'll be right back to the 2025 doubletakeout.com MoPac Championships presented by curling.gg. All right, welcome back to our ongoing coverage of the mixed fours tournament, part of the MoPac Championships, coming to you live from the Coyotes Curling Club in Tempe, Arizona. This is our second draw. I hope you'll stay with us throughout the entire weekend. We have a lot of games on tap, including our next draw at about 4:30. That's the start time, of course. People have a practice beforehand. But the 4:30 game, our featured game, will be Team Pomeroy of Oval Curling of Utah taking on Team Barajas of San Francisco, if I remember correctly. That's correct. And then also we have a separate stream provided by Coyotes Curling of another game, and that will feature Team Hazard and taking on Team Walsh. And that's all at 4:30 or so on the MoPac and Coyotes YouTube channels. So another rock coming from Drummond. That looks to be intern. Draw, another good placement right on the center line. And it's kind of forcing Groh to make a play on it when she needs to generate offense. So, like some teams, it just ignore it, and then we'll make a play on it later. Although, based on the weight that he's throwing, it looks like it's just going to draw down on top of it.
Curling, allergies, conference, all of those making me and karaoke at.
So just to draw on top, maybe just trying to set up some angles later in the end. It's not too bad. Next rock coming from Brian Onken. And it looks like they're also just going to draw into the pile with an intern. Actually looking to draw around the pile. It's a little wide though. So now Groh is going to try to run the yellow back onto the red. Asking for Anto Serna to do the honors. This looks tight, really close. It actually just flips the yellow. And doesn't really improve the situation, unfortunately. So Baird is sitting 3 into 7th as Brian Onken throws his second stone.
What time is the next practice? 4 or 4? Give me a lot of time to do this on this one.
So that's a draw. It protects the shot stone. And so now I think Maiden's turning her attention to the rocks in the house and in the center of the house. As Anto delivers her second rock here. I think looking to just maybe move some of those reds out of the way. Gonna get rid of at least one, maybe 2. Just one red goes away. So Baird is sitting 3 red. There's a yellow hanging on for 4th shot. Right on the edge of the 12-foot ring. So Debbie Aubrey's first rock coming down the way. Looks to be a little up, but it rests on the guard. Just went for a draw, and it crashed. So Team Groh still trying to generate some offense, putting their rocks in play, and also pushing the reds out of the way. And this is Dan Stephanie's first, looking to move some of the reds out of the way. And it moves some of the rocks around, but it doesn't really. Oh, it does help grow. Let's look at that again. So that worked out really well for Team Groh. Running the red onto the yellow, or the yellow into red. Good outcome though. This is Aubrey's second rock here. It's going to run the yellow onto yellow, and then one of the yellows rolls on top of the red in the house. Opens things up. Here's Dan Stephanie's first doing the intern, or it's the second, my apologies. So I think looking to get rid of the red rock, makes contact and see where the yellow stood up. That's pretty good. Those two yellows are pretty tight together on each other. So this could be shifting momentum towards Groh, which she really needs to stay in this game. Down 7-2. It's a 5-point lead for Team Baird. So I think like Baird is maybe looking to just minimize the damage here, hoping to hit and roll. Hit the shot yellow and roll towards the center. And that way, right now Groh is sitting 2 with a chance to add to like 3 or 4. It's looking pretty good, but it's also looking like a nose hit. And that is what it turns into. So it's an interesting situation right now for Groh as they put the broom down. I mean, they have a chance for 2, but they need multiple points. I wonder if they could take the pylon now, get 2 of those 3 reds on the right out of play. 1 red's probably going to stick around. I'm trying to think about how that would benefit them and what the downsides would be. I mean, right now they're sitting second shot, and by going for the takeout, if they miss the roll, they would only really have a chance for 2. So intern rotation, starting down the middle, going from the inside out. It's going to hit. Where's it going to roll to? It's a nose hit. A good shot. This game is now the last game on the ice. The Sheet A game ended with a victory for Team Spangler over Team Endicott. So now With this being the last game on the ice, question is, what does Baird do?
If he hits just this side of the his shooter then flops over and the one that he's...
So I think they're going to try the hit and roll. Definitely get rid of the yellow shot stone. And hopefully roll to the right under cover and make it hard for Groh to hit that shot stone plus any other reds on the outside of the rings. This is hanging out. He's trying to hit the... Ooh. So it did get rid of the yellow, kind of moves the reds around. So now I think, as someone in the war room pointed out, that if Groh hits the red in the rings, like on the 8-foot ring, so then Groh would be able to score 3. Just needs to be able to pop out that red and stick around for a 3rd point. And that red rock is shot right now. So just, yeah. It's partly covered, perhaps, just based on the line from the hack. So people are talking about the best way to attack it, and it seems like the easiest way to be to aim on the outside and then curl towards the center.
Which is the other way to get it. There's 2 ways to get it. You play the double across this way, or you go around it.
Looks like they might be going for the double. This is Megan Groh, her last shot here in the 7th. A chance for 3, a chance to get back into this game. And it's close. It's going to get 1, and that's it, and it's not the shot stone. So it's going to be a steal of 1. Technical timeout. They're calling for a measure. So the head ice official is going to come on the ice. Okay, so it's not I jumped the gun. And I apologize. It looks red to me, but again, like I said, the camera doesn't tell the whole truth. So this might just be a good time to remind you that live streaming of this and other regional competitions is powered by the clubs and members of the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. Our mission serves to grow curling and foster competition in Arizona, California, Idaho, Nevada, Oregon, and Utah. Visit MoPacCA.org today to find a curling club near you or for help getting a club started in your community. So Groh was not able to hit out the red shot stone, or what I thought the red shot stone was. So it's going to come down to a measure, the most exciting measure in all of sport. I don't know what our online viewers think the shot might be. It's really close. Just looking at the overhead cameras that we have in the warm room. Here we go. This is the second part of the measure. It's yellow. So Team Groh had a bit of luck there. to get a single point. When they had a chance for 3, though. And that is going to be handshakes on the teams. We're going to mark it in the scorebook as a 7-3 win, 7-2-3 win for Team Baird. And just a pretty interesting game. Baird jumped out to an early lead and was just able to add to it as Groh was trying to find a way to get into the game. So before we sign off, just another friendly reminder that our competition is being brought to you by doubletakeout.com and by curling.gg, as well as Endgame Curling. We definitely appreciate our sponsors for their supports for the broadcast and for curling in the Mountain Pacific Curling Association. So we are going to wrap up the broadcast for this draw. Coming up at 4:30, our feature sheet game will feature Team Pomeroy of Oval Curling take on Team Groh of San Francisco Curling. The Coyotes streaming sheet is going to be sheet C, featuring Team Hazard taking on Team Walsh. And that's all at 4:30 here on the MoPac and Coyote Curling YouTube pages. So for now, for all of us here at Coyotes Curling MoPac, and thanks to our sponsors, this is your host Ryan saying good afternoon and good curling.